Hi everyone, welcome to Kinesiology 2050 Applied Health and Well-Being. This is Module 12, Stress and Emotional Resilience. And our stress unit was broken up into two parts. So this is the second part. Last week we went through the first part. It was more of a kind of a general overview. And then this week we're getting way more in depth into what your fear response system looks like and some tools to be able to reduce it. So again, this week we're digging deeper into what stress really is. It's going to go deeper into some of the concepts that I went over briefly last week. You will be watching a video called Emotional Health During and After the Pandemic. It's part one of a 6-part series because our class is only so long. I'm only having you watch the first part. But if you are really impacted by it, if you'd like to see the other parts, there is a website on Blackboard that you can go to that all the other parts are posted. So you will be watching that content video. It's really important that you have something to write with as you go through that video, because again, it's going to ask you to stop and do some exercises as you're going through that video. A couple of these, so what you're going to be doing is there's an exercise called the feeling states of awareness, and it's kind of a little bit of a longer exercise, so you're going to take some time and do that. And then also an exercise called attention to attention, and something called the power of pause, which introduces you to a practice. And I did introduce you to that last week, but this just is going to get a little bit deeper into it. In that video are also the exercises of your personal experience of stress, emotional triggers, and inner chatter. You don't need to do those because you should have already done those last week. So as the video goes over those, you don't have to stop and pause and write about those. You've already done those. But you will be doing the feeling states of awareness, attention to attention, and the exercise around the practice power of pause. You're going to combine all of those in one document with each part clearly labeled and then submit under the appropriate link. Then you're going to read chapter 2 and chapter 3 up to page 86, which the heading is Release Reactivity Through Your Mind and Body in Unstressed. And again, Unstressed is the book that was required for this class. As you go through that book, it's going to go over some of the activities that you just wrote about, so you don't have to do the activities again. I want you to follow them along as they are recorded in the video. And I also want you to read about them, but you don't have to redo them as you're going through the reading. So the reading shouldn't take as long as you think it might because you've already done the exercises in them. And then in the video and also in the book, it introduces you to what I call in the moment practices. One is the power of pause, which you were introduced to last week, and the next is present moment awareness. And again, those were explained last week. They're going to be explained again this week. I want you to practice those. Last week I just told you about them. This week I really want you to practice those. So the power of pause is just stopping in the moment and really just pausing when you're reactive, and then noticing what you're kind of the change in your demeanor around the circumstances. And then present moment awareness is really bringing your awareness to the present moment rather than what you're being triggered about. And again, those are deeply explained in both the content video and in the book, but I want you to practice those. And again, those are in the moment practices, so it just means you stop in any moment during the day and you do one of those practices. I want you to do them 4 times each. Right? 4 times each just before you turn in your assignments. And then there's a guided meditation called somatic clearing. And that what you need to do is you need an uninterrupted 25 to 30 minutes to engage in it. It's a guided meditation, and it's a guided meditation that's really body-based, so it's likely to bring you into really deep states of relaxation. So it would be important to find a quiet place and time where you're not going to be interrupted and you have some privacy. If you struggle with privacy, some students have been doing that actually in bed at night. So you can record it and you can listen to it in headphones. It doesn't require active engagement when you're doing that, just the ability to really kind of go in deep into a meditative state. And you can access, it's in two places. It's actually at the end of the content video, or if you want to stop and then come back to it at a more appropriate time, there's also just a separate link. So I don't care which place you access it, it's available at both places, and you certainly don't have to do it at the end of the content video if you don't want to. But then you do need to come back, and I've just provided an extra link so you don't have to speed up through the content video to find it again. And then what you're going to do is summarize your experiences with the practices. So the power of pause and present moment awareness as you're practicing those in the moment, 4 times each. So it'll be 8 total. And then the somatic clearing practice, which again is a longer 25-minute practice, 30 with instructions around it. And then you'll combine that in one document with each part clearly labeled and submit under that link. So basically, you're submitting 2 things. One that's got all the exercises that are through the video, the ones that you haven't done yet. So feeling states of awareness, attention to attention, and power of pause. And that's going to be in one document. And then summarizing your experience with the actual stress resilience tools, which are, again, those in-the-moment tools, and then the longer practice. And then you're going to submit that in one document with each part clearly labeled. So you're just submitting 2 documents, but they have several different pieces in each of them, and you need to clearly label each piece. Now, couple notes. One, again, if you are interested in that video series, you have absolute access to that video series. It's under the Mind and Heart Lab website, under the Pandemic Health website, and I've provided the link in Blackboard for you. Again, because we only take 2 weeks going over stress management in this class, I'm not going to show you the whole series on that, but there is a lot of helpful information in those videos. And if you don't want to do that, again, and if you haven't taken stress management, I highly recommend that you do take stress management with me, because we go deep into this. And the only reason why I'm saying take it with me is because all the different teachers teach different content. So if you're interested in this content or this kind of content, then you would need to take stress management with me. If you do already have stress management with me, you've already done these exercises, just update them, kind of go through them basically again. You don't have to redo them completely, but you might want to update them a little bit. You might want to reflect kind of if you've changed a little bit on them, but you can kind of use them as a base to be able to turn in for this week. Okay, so have a great week, and also please make sure you pay attention to the announcement for this week when I send out the announcement for the homework, because it contains some information about your project. So it would be important to pay attention to that as well. Have a great week. I hope you're all staying well.